Hello and welcome to the first installment of the S&P Capital IQ Sector IQ Energy Update. Last month we released this brand new publication, Sector IQ Energy, that provides a unique and broad perspective on the energy sector. I'm Thomas Yeagle, VP of Credit Market Development at S&P Capital IQ, and I'm with Stuart Glickman, Head of Equity Research for Oil and Gas at S&P Capital IQ.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi, thanks for joining today.
Sure.
And thank you for contributing so much to this publication. Stuart, in the publication you talked about the shift from natural gas to liquids. Is this trend continuing, and can you give us some more insights into it?
Yes, this trend still has legs. This is the first time ever that the United States, if you look at the production profile, natural gas versus liquids, liquids is actually going to exceed natural gas for the first time. It's something that's it's a ramification of all the shale oil development that's been going on in this country for at least the last, call it 4 or 5 years. And that's something that I think is going to stick around for a while. The margins that companies get from liquids production is typically much higher than what you get from natural gas production. And so what more and more companies have done is kind of move towards liquids production. And what we're looking for is about 52% of the production mix this year coming from liquids. Last year it was only 44%, so that's an 8-point move. Pretty significant for the country as a whole. One of the other things we've noticed is that when we wrote the report, we were looking for a median production growth, crude oil plus natural gas, of around 2.5%. And that has since accelerated. Now we're looking for closer to about 5% production growth this year. So it looks like things are continuing to develop in the oil patch in the U.S.
And since the last report, has there been any events in the global markets that might change the picture?
Sure. So since the publication of the report, the biggest news item that's come out is about Iraq, with the militants that are challenging the established political regime there, taking some territory in the north of the country. Iraq is important to global crude oil markets because Iraq exports about 2.6 million barrels a day, mostly through the south part of the country. 2.6 million barrels a day is in the context of global spare capacity only being around 4 million barrels a day. So if you were to suddenly just shut in all that production, if the militants were to make their way all the way south and in that scenario shut in the production, I think you would be looking at crude oil prices challenging the old records that we saw back in mid-2008 in the $145 per barrel range, which would be a pretty significant move.
Great. Thank you, Stuart, for that update. We look forward to hearing more in the next edition. And thank you for joining us for this first video update of the Sector IQ Energy publication. We look forward to talking to you again soon.